Hey, what's going on out there, everybody? Welcome to another Addicted Fishing Podcast.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back to that voice.
Yes, I'm here.
Jordan in the house.
You all miss me.
We did. We missed the glowing locks of Jordan presence. Where have you been?
All over. Thousands of miles. I just came back from Colorado this morning to grab the boat and go straight to the river and finish a video that we started last week. Actually was in Colorado for a couple of weeks. Got a couple of cool videos done for you guys. I don't know if you saw them. One on Addicted that's just coming out probably with this podcast. And another one was on the Stay Fishing channel. But just running around the Rockies the last couple of weeks, staying away from salmon for some god-awful reason. And then I came home to river stuffed full of fish, boiling with them.
Boiling.
Where have you been?
Trying to kill as many of the salmon as we can, because there seems to be a very large amount of them, despite the closures and despite the kind of the negativity and the bummer about the season.
I don't know enough, and especially because I've been a resident around this particular area for much of my life, as you have. And since I've been around, you guys have been around here, I've never seen it closed like this. Am I wrong? It's been a long time since
I'm trying to think. We should rehash this because we got Jason Hambley in the house from Mr. Pro. I don't know. I don't think we have. And so, we got just Jason Hambley in the house. He's doing some fishing, and we've been slugging him out up there above Bonneville, and we got our special guest because we're talking a little eggs tonight too. But basically, the quick and dirty was just that we basically caught too many ESA listed fish down in the lower Columbia, Toolies. You know, there's Toolies above Bonneville. Those ones don't count. And long and short is once we exploited and used all those impacts, we had nothing else to give, nothing else to fish. And it happened in 6 days at Buoy 10 because we had record-setting catches. It was that good. And it was that good. Yeah. I mean, so while you were gone, we've all been running around above the dam. But I think there's been a side effect being that the tribs are just loaded with fish.
Really is something that I saw just today in perspective, as well as so many more fish and in the mouths of tribs, stuff that we've seen people fishing over the last few weeks towards the lower river. There's just more fish not getting caught before they get there.
I think it's
kind of the overall goal usually.
I think it's twofold. I think your fish are not getting caught, but the run is obviously big because that's what shut us down in the lower Columbia was they under forecasted, and already the dam counts have proven that the upriver bright run is 160+% bigger than it was. And so I think you get the 1-2 punch. We're not fishing on them, and they're just taking the freeway right to the tribs.
They're not getting touched. The dumb ones aren't. The dumb ones are getting there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The ones the naive ones that have not seen a bait of properly cured pro-cure eggs.
Yes,
if you will. And so what have you been doing, Jason? We've been tag teaming up there at the old lake
I've been kind of sifting between all the tributaries above Bonneville Dam and going back and forth, whatever one's happening each day. It's always a gamble, but they all seem to be putting out fish.
It kind of depends on that wind forecast more than anything. A lot of days you choose.
Just fishability is what you're saying, basically, when you get up in that part of the river. The wind. Is it the wind, or do you think do water temperatures change in those tribs by the day?
Sure. You can see, like a Drano, for instance, you could be there one day and it'll be 65 degrees, and you go back the next day, it's 67. So who knows? It fluctuates.
Yeah, and that could push fish out, push them up to the next one or down or whatever. I mean,
and some days you'll have a bazillion fish, and they might get netted out that night before, and you go there the next morning and there's no fish. So
what he's talking about is there is a massive tribal fishery in that section of the river, which accounts for a lot of the fish being there to begin with. But a lot of the fish you get, it's amazing to see. This I was just thinking before you said that was how much the count goes down in between Bonneville and the Dallas Dam.
Oh,
it's incredible. Especially
they're very efficient, and they can really clean house.
Especially when they get a lot of drift seasons. And so when the fish go over Bonneville, they have their set net seasons, but then they get drift seasons. And when they get those drift seasons, that's when they capitalize. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not to mention though too, 70, 80,000 fish, aren't destined to go above Bonneville. So you got some pretty heavily stocked tribs that are going to show at Bonneville and not show at the Dalles. But don't think that the tribe, and like I said, for really what it's worth, they're putting a lot of the fish in. So it's kind of a thing, but there's also a lot of fish that aren't just going to be destined to go above the Dalles Dam too. But there is quite a difference there. I mean, and they are mopping them up. But so is the sport fleet. Like the sport fleet, we are. Fishing is good. One other thing too, you talked about water temperature too, is I think, would you agree now too, like with the Columbia coming down, those few degrees, the fish are not, the ones that are going to travel like up to Hanford Reach and Idaho aren't as susceptible to basically pull into some of those cold water tribs. And so what I was seeing, at least, what I'm seeing below Bonneville, what I was seeing above Bonneville before they opened that Reed Island section up, is that we were catching a lot of fish, like not even in the cold water influences, just out in the middle of the channel. Just like we'd be trolling just down, down and below Bonneville without a cold water tributary, just in the middle of the river, just fish moving, and you're cutting them.
And always later in the season, you see that a lot at the Klickitat. Is early on in the morning or early on in the season, you'll see most of the fish being caught right at the mouth because of that cold water. And as the season progresses, as it gets later and later, you see they'll transition out into the middle more because of the water temperatures cooling.
So being the egg guru that you are, and like I said, we had some pretty fun days sitting there hovering, fishing up there. Not that it's even anywhere close to over.
Right.
But what do you think is going to change now as those temperatures? I mean, are you changing a lot in your egg game right now? You want to give some of the viewers
to be honest with you, I don't change the cure as much. It's just more where you're targeting them. You'll start to see some areas that are normally, there's different fisheries up there that are better early season fisheries, and then some that are better as the season progresses. And you'll see more of the crowds kind of shift direction. Like early in the year, Deschutes is always a great fishery. And then as the season progresses, you'll see the crowd diminish there, and you'll see more of them at the Klickitat. And then there's also a big coho run in the Klickitat too that
people are trying to get on.
Do you guys see many of those right now? This time of the year?
A few, but not like later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're kind of like the damn A runners down here. It's just like there's a lot of them. You see them jumping everywhere. And guys can pick on them, in some of the colder tribs. But the reality is like for how many there is, like we don't get them. Not compared to like if you had that many fish in late October.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
It'd be a little different story. They seem to be a little more bitier.
Yeah, that's water temperature thing. You get those warm water temperatures, and those fish just get a little bit spooky. They don't.
What are you going to change as this fishery kind of develops through October up there in the hover game with your eggs and whatnot? I mean, do you like transition from different scents? I mean, you say you leave the cure, but
a lot of times as the water cools, I'll do something that's not so potent. As the water cools, I don't use as much garlic and just more anise type stuff and just krill, milder scents.
Milder sense. Where's like bloody tuna anise and bloody tuna fit in?
Yeah, that's a great one.
That's more of the toned down later on.
Yep.
Yeah. What about coho? What about colors? Colors of eggs? You play with that a lot?
No,
standard.
Pretty standard. Reds and pinks. That's reddish pink or bright pink or just anything like that. Seems to work. For coho, a lot of times too. Later on, I'll go over and do more twitching type stuff where it's reaction type bite because coho are just weird critters. And you get them in boulder ear, pocket ear type water and river situations, they really key in on bait. And you get them in some of the lower ends of the rivers and in those tributaries, they're more reaction type bitey. So I don't know why that is, but it is.
You don't want to look at it as long.
Yeah.
I was just selfishly asking for me because I got to be up there the next few weeks. So, if you guys are trying to want to
he really had these
tell me your egg cure, Jason.
Yeah.
Tell me your egg cure. I want to know right now. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I'm not. Yeah, we got to be up there tomorrow. We got some winds. Some winds are going to blow, and so we're going to be doing some egg fishing up there at the old lake because I think it's the only.
I don't know why you need my egg here. I sat next to you in the boat. You did just fine.
I think everyone did just fine that day. There was, when there was 30,000 fish going over the dam, I don't think it hurt to have just whatever you could have just thrown on the hook and got them.
Someone else's leftover eggs.
Yeah, I get them off. Yeah, exactly.
Scooping them out the net.
Oh man. Well, what's new? What's new with Procure? I mean, fall season.
Yeah, it's been a good year. We got a new building, so we expanded into that, and we're just slowly growing.
Is that fully operational now? Because I remember the last time you guys came in the spring and talked the herring stuff. You guys were moving.
Yeah, no, we're everything's full go now,
firing on all cylinders.
Yep. It's definitely running more efficiently now, which is nice.
Plenty of containers.
Oh yeah.
Well, you just bought containers of containers.
Yeah, there were shortages last time. You didn't even have any squeeze bottles.
Yeah.
So
we order a year out now. We're good there.
That's awesome.
300,000, probably more than that. Who knows? What about new products?
Gosh, it's now that we're starting to slow down a little bit, comparatively speaking. We're still busier than heck, but it's not like it was total chaos like last year. We're starting to look at stuff, so it's nothing I really want to screech out there now. But
we're
some addicted.
You're always working on some new stuff.
We've talked about that already, but we got a new addicted egg cure.
Oh yeah, well,
that's been out.
It's been out, but just for those of you who didn't know,
it's a great cure.
I gotta ask, what about Pro's Thule Slammer? We gotta talk about this. Thule Slammer, you made a Thule Slammer. What is going on there?
Yeah, no, I to be honest with you, I wasn't involved in that. I don't know what the mix is in that, but that was Steven Pro's deal. But yeah,
I saw that. I was laughing. I'm like, I'm gonna get some of that. I gotta give that blend a try.
Well, I'll tell you what, up in the gorge this year, you don't. I don't know if you need it.
They're target rich environments. Yeah. Oh yeah. Jeez Louise, you needed a Thule repellent.
Yeah.
There was a lot of days. Yeah, we were dunking eggs, and it was like 4-1.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it wasn't bad because it was fun. I mean, you caught a lot of fish.
Fun to pull on them, but yeah, it gets old.
There was plenty of Thules in the upper river. That's for sure.
Yeah, like I've never seen. It was nuts.
Nothing new then. So nothing.
So have you been having on and off days? Has it just been easy for you every day throughout the season so far? And why do you think that is? Just from the sheer numbers, or
target rich environment? Mm-hmm. But I've had days like today. You know what? Alex filming with me today, and we killed 4 fish for 4 clients. But man, I was trolling down the lower and had another 12 to 14, 15 bites, fish ons. You know, it just seems like they almost remind me a little bit like kokanee. Like some days, I'll go out there and go 8 for 9, 9 takedowns, get 8 adults, freaking awesome fishing. You know, throw maybe a Thule or 2 back, kill your fish, go home.
Yeah.
But then you have days like today where it's just like, I think our first pass we had 9 bites. I killed 1 fish. And I'm not talking like bites that were, for the faint. These were not for the faint of heart. Like they were hitting it and getting hooked and losing them at the side of the boat. And it's like, I don't know. I think
I've seen a lot of days up there in the gorge this year where you would see the trolling guys just lighting them up first light and then it slowed down a little bit after first light but they were still doing extremely well. And then you'd see the bait guys just getting nothing. And then at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock would roll around and you'd see the bait guys just all of a sudden start tearing them up. So there was variations like that were weird. Rods. Yeah. If you're smart, and that's if you're not.
And I personally love that kind of fishing. And it's even if you are doing good at one method, to be able to switch, and especially for a guiding standpoint, when people get to see 2 different methods of fishing and get to have that experience of maybe doing something they've never done before. And, I enjoy a fishery like that. That's the coolest part. But do you think that's just the fish are in maybe shallower water, or are you fishing deeper or shallower when you're consistently
when you're trolling? A lot of the guys are fishing deeper. Some of the guys troll in the shallower waters, but a lot of times they're fishing the deeper water, and I think they're fishing a lot, covering a lot of water and getting it on some passing fish. Versus you, a lot of times when you're hover fishing, you're fishing on those staged fish, and sometimes it seems like the trollers first thing really get on them, and then maybe they push them a little bit, and those fish might come over. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but and they just don't bite eggs. Like on the Klickitat, you'll see a lot of times that first part of the morning, it's just not a good bait bite, and then all of a sudden it just turns on. 9, 10 o'clock, you'll see it light up.
We've seen some pretty late days. There was that one day you started way upriver, I started way downriver, and I was talking to Steve, and I was trolling, you guys were egg fishing the other creek, and we're like, man, what's going on? We're like, nothing, and like, we're going here. We basically both ended up at the lake at like 9 o'clock, and you got me. We both, it was like, yep. For some reason, they wanted to buy eggs on this X, and they didn't want to bite anything else in the river that day. We went there and just cleaned house in like no time.
Yeah.
So I guess you got to be versatile. I know there's a couple days up at Hood that we were trolling in the morning, had a good troll bite, and I think you get those snappier fish that are maybe moving a little bit, maybe they're a little more willing to move towards the flashers. I don't know what it is, and then have the bite die, and then look over and see the egg guys start getting them, pull the egg rods out, slide over into the shallows, and get them. So
if you are versatile, you're gonna have more opportunity. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's been a great year. I honestly like these dam counts. I think they're gonna end up coming in like second on record.
It's insane.
It's just a shame that we kind of kind of botched the lower river, but there's a lot of guys that are really interested in working on that for next year. So hopefully you don't see that. And hopefully by the time you guys get this podcast out, we're fishing below Bonneville, because we'll see a lot more opportunity all the way up into November.
Yeah.
Is there much of a idea of October 1st is supposed to be the date, correct?
That's under permanent regulations, but that doesn't mean that things could or couldn't change. And I know there was a concern that, they were talking about possibly, and this is like some real like inside baseball stuff, but they were talking about maybe opening up this week, but just on the account that we just have not had any rain at all to suck those last remaining ESA natural origin toolies into the tribs. They were really concerned about just popping it open this week, because if we get like, we're right now fishing on pins and needles. Like if we get like 2 bad tag recoveries, we're done. Like then we don't have any impacts to give, which right now they took 5% from the commercial guys to basically give to us. Call it a gift, if you will, for the lower. And so if we go over that little chunk, then that's it. Then we are done. So it's kind of like we're fishing on just a thread. And if we, so they thought it was just too risky to open it this week. And honestly, I kind of agree with them at this point. It's like,
no, I could definitely see what you're talking about, because they're going to do the same thing you guys are doing up there. 4-to-1 in some areas, I'm sure, where you're like, it's going to be.
If there's concentrations at the mouths and some of these fish have not just sucked in, like they're just going to be kill zones. I mean, they're going to be. So hopefully by October 1, they filter out. And yeah, Marlon just says in the background, he just said, kill them all. Screw the man. But kill them all. Anyways. Yeah, it's that whole ESA thing. I hate it too. But hopefully next year won't be an issue, because, we've got ideas. But anyways, thanks for coming in, Jason. We got a live feed to go, you guys. And if you guys are listening to this, be sure to go check out the YouTube channel on Addicted Fishing, because Jason's going to come in. I got a bunch of fresh eggs from today that we're going to be curing up live in studio. And so that will be up on the YouTube channel to check out, and some tips and tricks. And we've got, like I said, the Egg Master with us today, checking that out. So should be sitting up on our channel by the time you guys hear this. So go back and check that out. And I think we've got some bashes coming up at Sportco, Marlin, and
Sportsman's Warehouse.
At Sportsman's Warehouse. Be sure to check on the pages and check the dates by the time you guys get it. We have the Bobs tomorrow night, but September 28th at Fisherman's and October 12th at Sportco. So some really cool events coming up. We're going to be talking trib fishing, 360 eggs, everything. It'll be awesome.
Actually, everything this time.
Yeah, I mean, it's
very
smorgasbord.
Three different people speaking. It's going to be awesome for you guys. So if you get the chance and you're in that area, please come and hang out for the night. It'll be fun.
Couple announcements. Thanks, Jason, and we will see you guys on the water later.
Later.